Um dos primeiros filmes clássicos dos anos 2000 foi escrito por dois adolescentes, Seth Rogen e Evan Goldberg.
We'd never seen a movie that really was about what we were experiencing in high school, which, was basically trying to get alcohol and trying to have sex.
So, like, a lot of the shit that happened in Superbad happened to us in high school.
I've been working on this movie for like 12 years now. I've spent half my life writing this movie.
And at one point, a producer joined us because we thought maybe we're not powerful enough, so we got this powerful producer to jump on the project to help us. And then suddenly he got hired to be the head of a studio. And we thought, well, now we're gonna get to make it. And the first decision he made as the head of the studio was to not make the movie that he was the producer of.
Quando Evan e Seth eram jovens, eles costumavam ir na locadora e alugar um monte de filmes pra assistir juntos. Mas o jeito que eles escolhiam esses filmes era diferente. Ao invés de olhar pra sinopse, eles só olhavam pra capa do VHS. Eles não tinham ideia sobre o que era o filme que eles iam assistir. Por esse motivo, os resultados sempre eram misturados. Às vezes filmes bons, às vezes filmes ruins. Mas um dia, eles assistiram um filme que era horroroso. Assim que acabou, uma frase veio na mente deles: a gente consegue fazer melhor que isso?
We sat down not knowing what we were going to write, and the question was, well, what do we know?
Yeah.
That was all of it.
Yeah, that was
That's
pretty
all we
much
knew.
it. We knew we wanted to get laid and we knew we liked getting drunk.
Na adolescência, eles foram expostos para as décadas que têm a maior quantidade de filmes icônicos de todos os tempos, os anos 80 e os anos 90. E mesmo que exista uma variedade no gênero desses clássicos, um tipo de filme que sempre fez sucesso durante esses 20 anos foi o filme de adolescente. E todos eles tinham uma coisa em comum. E nenhum deles tu conseguia se identificar com o personagem.
Oh, yeah.
Não é como se fosse possível deles existirem na vida real, tá ligado?
We'd never seen a movie that really was about what we were experiencing in high school, which, was basically trying to get alcohol and trying to have sex. We'd seen movies that kind of touched on those subjects, but, never in the way that we found realistic.
Então, como é que tu torna um filme de adolescente identificável? Bom, é simples. A única coisa que tu tem que fazer é escrever histórias reais.
14, writing a movie based on experience you didn't fully have yet.
No, it was as it was happening. So, like, a lot of the shit that happened in Superbad happened to us in high school. Like, someone would get a fake ID, and so that's what gave us that thing. And, like, the period blood shit actually happened. We were the guys who saw it on the guy. Shit like that would happen, and we'd, like, write it. We'd be like, oh, we should put that in the movie. We should put that in the movie.
Enquanto eles estavam escrevendo o filme, eles conheceram um cara que foi muito importante para fazer tudo isso acontecer. Quando Seth tinha 13 anos, ele começou a fazer stand-up.
Our next guy up to bat is the youngest guy in the comedy gym now. Put your hands together for Seth Rogen.
I'm a two-time Playgirl centerfold. No, I'm not really, but I am Jewish.
Ele se apresentava do lado de pessoas que tinham o dobro da sua idade. O que ele não conseguia imaginar no momento é que começar a fazer comédia tão jovem não só iria te dar a habilidade de escrever, mas também de improvisar. E que depois, essas habilidades iam ajudar ele a construir sua carreira inteira em Hollywood.
I have some thoughts, but I'm weighing my options.
Freaks and Geeks foi lançado em 1999.
Who the hell is Jesus H. Garcia?
It's Jesus. It's your new identity.
É uma série que impressionou a crítica, porque realmente é muito bom. Mas na época, a audiência não gostou. O que fez a série ser cancelada com só uma temporada. Mas isso foi o suficiente para o criador da série ver o potencial que Seth tinha com a comédia. Depois disso, Judd Apatow começou a colocar Seth para atuar em quase todos os projetos que ele estava trabalhando no momento. Mas, enquanto a carreira de Seth como ator estava crescendo, ele e Evan sempre achavam um tempo para apresentar o roteiro de Superbad para qualquer pessoa que quisesse ouvir.
Mr. McLovin? What fucking stupid is that? What are you trying to be, an Irish R&B singer? You know, they let you pick any name you want when you get there. So you picked McLovin? You know, it was between that and Muhammad. Why was it between that and Muhammad? Why didn't you just pick a common name?
E eles tiveram que fazer isso várias vezes.
We've been working on this movie for like 12 years now. I've spent half my life writing this movie. After around 6 years, you begin to think, maybe no one's going to make this movie.
And at one point, a producer joined us because we thought maybe we're not powerful enough. So we got this powerful producer to jump on the project to help us. And then suddenly he got hired to be the head of a studio. And we thought, well, now we're going to get to make it. And the first decision he made as the head of the studio was to not make the movie that he was the producer of.
Mas enquanto Evan e Seth eram rejeitados pelos produtores, outra coisa estava acontecendo atrás dos panos.
Of course I thought of that. Listen to this.
How is the mood striking you now?
My movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, just surpassed $100 million.
A Patel produziu Talladega Nights, O Âncora.
We've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
E logo após ele também escreveu e dirigiu O Virgem de 40 Anos. Quando um cara, no período de um ano, produz 3 filmes que juntos fizeram mais de 400 milhões de dólares, fica difícil para os estúdios dizerem não para suas ideias.
And then after 40-Year-Old Virgin came out and did well, then they started to
give you chances.
Columbia Pictures comprou os direitos de Superbad e a produção começou. Quase todos os personagens do filme foram baseados na vida de Evan e Seth, até mesmo os principais.
I mean, the characters' names are Seth and Evan, after me and Evan, and originally I was going to play Seth. But it basically took us so long to get the movie made that I aged out of the role, essentially. And I could not play 18-year-old convincingly anymore.
And Jonah, actually, we refused to kind of acknowledge.
He kept on trying to convince us to put him in Superbad, and we were just like, no, you're too old. And we thought he was too old. And then I remember literally one day we had him come to into my trailer during Knocked Up and filmed him on a camcorder.
The floodgates are opening. We're going to need to build a dam to stop the pussy juice from overflowing onto us.
You're right.
That's graphic.
And it was just so funny. We were like, oh, we were wrong. He can totally do this very well.
And I mean, you clearly don't want me to go to another school, so what the fuck, man? What do you, I'm not gonna let you slow me down anymore.
Michael Cera walked in and was just like, done.
Yeah. And it's funny because Michael Cera's really not like the actual Evan in real life, but he was perfect.
Pra mim, o Evan é a coisa mais engraçada do filme inteiro.
Quem é o prego? Oi. Ué, quem é esse cara?
Oi, quem é esse cara? And the script, it was kind of like a straight man and a funny guy, but he made the straight man just as funny as the funny guy.
And I will never be right, no. You gave a promise to me, yeah, and you broke it. You broke it, honey. These eyes.
We really stepped in shit with Michael Cera. He's fucking hilarious.
Mas no processo de escolha de elenco, teve um personagem que foi o mais difícil de
Almost
achar.
every character is based on a real person, so there is a real Fogel, and when he was around 13 or 14, he acted exactly like the character in the movie, and we really had a hard time casting it. We thought it was unactable.
Anxiety attacks and nervous breakdowns when it came to Fogel. We just could not find a Fogel.
That's how hard it was. We started thinking we wrote a character that no one in the world can perform properly. And we were literally just going to change it. We were like, we have to completely rewrite it. And then this young man came in and stole our hearts.
And each and every one of these kids just so happen to be 21. How many 21-year-olds do you think there are?
Oh, shit. Fogel, you should have talked to us about this, obviously, man.
It's my choice, man. I went to get the ID. You didn't do it.
I guess we should...
And he walked in,
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
walked out, and we're just like hugging each other.
Yeah, we were so, like, he had no idea how happy we were.
I'm ready to kick ass.
Mas uma pessoa não ficou feliz com essa decisão.
When he left the room, Jonah was like, no, not him.
That's okay, I don't like you.
O fato de que Jonah não gostava dele foi o que fez a relação dos dois personagens tão boa no filme.
Que porra é essa, ô maluco?
É um colete tirado, idiota. Tô tentando parecer mais velho.
Tá parecendo o Pinóquio.
Não.
I think he felt that Chris was like kind of getting the better of him comedically. Stopping Jonah, like, blocking Jonah's like funny jab. I mean, it made Jonah like double down, and Jonah getting irritated made him funnier. And Chris just deflected, like he is a guy who does not care.
Com um elenco perfeito e uma história maravilhosa, a produção de Superbad foi finalizada.
You know, for me, I'm just proud of the fact that they gave it to me in the year 2000 and that I never gave up on it, because I always knew it was funny, and Seth always believed that if you made this kind of movie that was really edgy and real to his experience, that people would go crazy for it.
This is my first big premiere. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm calming down a little bit.
It's exciting. It's like the most exciting night of my life.
It's honest and touching, and I think the best movie ever made, maybe. Yes, it is.
Go see it if you like doing, if that's a hobby of yours, if you like going to see movies at theaters. If you have 2 hours before a dinner, after dinner, or...
Kanye West said that? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I didn't know that. That's cool.
For 20 minutes, I worked out as Kanye literally just stood right next to me reciting scenes from Superbad, word for word.
Jonah told me that he met Eminem, and Eminem recited the first 10 minutes of Superbad to him, like had it memorized, and did our voices and stuff.
Provavelmente não tem nenhum adolescente no mundo que não sabe quem é o McLovin.
Tá, e aí, qual vai ser? Eu sou o McLovin.
Mas mesmo depois de 15 anos, o que faz esse filme ainda ser tão bom? Bom, além de ser muito engraçado...
Você tem um pintinho tão macio.
Valeu, você também teria se fosse homem.
Diferente de outros filmes adolescentes, você se identifica com a história. A maioria das amizades que tu tem na escola provavelmente não vai durar pra vida toda. Talvez por conta de responsabilidades, talvez por diferentes escolhas. Nesse caso, eles foram aceitos em faculdades diferentes. Então, não é só uma história sobre adolescentes se bebedando e tentando perder a virgindade, mas sobre o pânico de começar uma nova fase da sua vida sem seu amigo, sem uma pessoa que você cresceu junto, sem alguém que você ama.
I think we tried to put like emotions and stories and kind of just general frustrations or feelings that you had in high school.
Eu te amo mesmo.
Eu também te amo. Ah, eu te amo. Eu nem tenho vergonha de dizer. Eu te amo muito.
Eu não tenho vergonha.
Eu te amo.
Eu te amo. Por que a gente não diz isso todo dia? A gente podia dizer isso mais vezes.
Eu amo você. Eu quero subir no telhado e gritar, eu amo meu melhor amigo, Evan.
Vamos subir no telhado.
Vamos sim.
It's a great ensemble. It's not about just one person being the focus of the funny in it, you know. It's about everybody getting a fair share, and like it's like being like on an all-star team.
Don't trust the police, no justice, no peace. They got me face down in the...
We wanted it to be, you know, not just a funny movie, but hopefully a good movie, you know, and often those are mutually exclusive, so we tried to meld the two. I mean, there were just elements from our own lives that we thought were funny that we hadn't seen in high school movies that we wanted to put in, you know, like...
All these answers sound so fake because you hear like actors saying this stuff, but really like I made a movie with most of my best friends that were in it or around making it, and it couldn't have been more fun. I mean, we were making each other laugh. We all felt like we were on the right track at least. And you know, the whole reason the movie was made is because we all really hate like teen comedies. They're not honest, you know, you don't feel like you relate to the characters and the people in the movie. And I feel like the goal at least was to try and make Superbad a movie that would be something that people would not call BS on, and kind of be like, if I'm not that person, I at least know that person or knew that person growing up.
Superbad was a great experience, and what it mainly did, besides just being very fun and a movie I'm proud of, It was an incredible opportunity to get a seed planted in me by Greg and Seth and Evan, basically of you can make a film that's exactly your voice and your ethic and your sensibility. For me, it was really important to see that at a young age because these people were making something that really was exactly in their style, and it was so epic to just watch.
Could this happen again? Could there be a $20 million comedy that has essentially no famous people in it, that is not based on any pre-existing IP or idea? Could that come out in theaters today, make, $200 million, become an actual part of culture to the degree that 15 years later, I see kids wearing McLovin shirts every day as I walk down the street, it is truly entrenched itself in popular culture.
E essa é a questão. Será que isso é capaz de acontecer de novo?